The first question in probability is 100 people line up to board an airplane. Each has a boarding pass with assigned seat. However, the first person to board has lost his boarding pass and takes a random seat. After that, each person takes the assigned seat if it is unoccupied, and one of unoccupied seats at random otherwise. What is the probability that the last person to board gets to sit in his assigned seat? Let's have a look at the answer. This problem will be easily solved if you focus on the seat assigned to first person and the seat assigned to last person. First person might sit on the last person's seat or on his seat. That means we have two seats available for the last person, his seat and the seat of the first person. Therefore, the probability that the last person will sit on his seat is total number of seats assigned to him divided by the total number of seats he can sit on, which is equal to 1 by 2. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The second question in probability is teams A and B are playing a game with 7 matches. A has probability P to win a match. What is the probability A wins the game at the 7th match? Let's have a look at the answer. Team A will win the game at the 7th match if and only if A wins any 3 of the first 6 matches and wins the last match. The probability that A wins any 3 of the first 6 matches can be calculated by using binomial formula as combination of 3 out of 6 matches multiplied with probability of winning in 3 matches and probability of not winning in 3 matches. The probability that A wins the last match is P. Therefore, the probability that A wins the game at the 7th match is combination of 3 out of 6 matches multiplied with probability of winning in 4 matches and probability of not winning in 3 matches. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The third question in probability is at a college of nursing, 89% of incoming freshman nursing students are female and 11% are male. Recent records indicate that 60% of the entering female students will graduate while 80% of the male students will graduate. If an incoming freshman nursing student is selected at random, what is the probability that a student will graduate and this student is female? Let's have a look at the answer. We have to use base probability formula to calculate the required probability. The formula is the probability that a student will graduate if a student is a female is equal to the probability that a student will graduate and a student is a female divided by the probability that a student is female. It is given in the question that the probability that a student will graduate if she is a female is 0.60 and the probability that a student is female is 0.89. Now putting these values in the formula will give 0.534. Therefore, the probability that a student will graduate and a student is female will be 0.534. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The fourth question in probability is if a coin is tossed 10 times, what is the probability of getting exactly 5 heads and 5 tails? Let's have a look at the answer. Each time we toss a coin, there are 2 possible outcomes, a head or a tail, and the coin is tossed 10 times. Therefore, there are 2 raised to the power 10 outcomes, that is 1024. But we are interested in 5 heads and 5 tails only, and we can get 5 heads and tails in any sequence. For example, first 4 are heads, then 5 are tails, and last one is head. So we will get so many unique sequences, but the position of heads and tails will be repeated. Therefore, the number of these sequences will be calculated by using permutation with repeated elements as 10 factorial divided by 5 factorial and 5 factorial. This is the total number of outcomes to get exactly 5 heads and 5 tails. So if 10 coins are tossed, the probability of getting exactly 5 heads and 5 tails is 63 by 256. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The fifth question in probability is there are an equal number of men and women in a room. 5% of the men are colorblind and 2.5% of the women are colorblind. If a person comes out from the room, what is the probability that this person is colorblind? Let's have a look at the answer. Since men and women are equal, that means they are equal to half, that is 1 by 2. Therefore, the probability that the person who comes out from the room is colorblind will be calculated as 1 by 2 multiplied with the probability that a man is colorblind plus 1 by 2 multiplied with the probability that a woman is colorblind. We are adding these probabilities because color blindness of men and women is independent of each other. Therefore, the answer will be 0.0375. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The sixth question in probability is: a company manufactures DVDs in lots of 50 and they observed a defective rate of 0.5%. So the probability of a DVD being defective is 0.005. Therefore, the probability of a DVD not being defective is 0.995. What is the probability of getting at least one defective DVD in a lot of 50? Let's have a look at the answer. The probability that at least one defective DVD in a lot of 50 DVD will be calculated by using complement rule. The complement rule says that the sum of the probabilities of an event and its complement must equal to 1. The complement of the event that at least one defective DVD is none of the DVDs are defective. Therefore, the calculation of the probability is 1 minus probability that none of the DVDs are defective, and the answer is 0.222. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The seventh question in probability is: I have a gun in each hand, one with 3 bullets and other with 2 bullets. I fire them together at you. What is the probability that you die? Let's have a look at the answer. The firing from guns is not mutually exclusive because both the guns are fired together. There are 3 scenarios in this question. A person can die with first gunshot and second gunshot if both shots are aimed correctly. The second scenario is: a person can die with first gunshot if second gunshot is not aimed correctly. And the third scenario is: a person can die with second gunshot if first gunshot is not aimed correctly. We know that there are 6 shots in a gun. Therefore, the probability that the person will die with first gun is 3 by 6. And the probability that the person will not die with first gun is also 3 by 6. And the probability that the person will die with the second gun is 2 by 6. And the probability that the person will not die with the second gun is 4 by 6. The calculation of the required probability is shown here. The answer of the required probability is 2 by 3. If you have any questions, then please post them in question and answers forum. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The eighth question in probability is: if 8 boys are arranged in a row, what is the probability that 3 particular boys will sit together? Let's have a look at the answer. If 8 boys are arranged in a row, then they can sit in 8 factorial ways. But if you want 3 of them to sit together, then they can sit in 6 factorial multiplied with 3 factorial ways, where 6 factorial represents the number of ways 5 boys and one group of 3 boys can sit, and 3 factorial represents the number of ways 3 boys can sit together. Therefore, the probability that 3 particular boys will sit together is calculated by dividing the total number of ways 3 particular boys can sit together with the total number of ways 8 boys can sit together, and the result will be 3 by 28. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The ninth question in probability is: if a 5-digit number is formed using digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 without repetitions, then what is the probability that it will be an even number? Let's have a look at the answer. The total numbers that can be formed using digits 1, 2, 3 to 9 without repetition are 9 permutation 5, because order of digits matter. The even digits in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are 2, 4, 6, 8. Therefore, there are 4 even digits. The total even numbers among those total numbers will be 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4, because first digit can be taken from any 8 digits except one even digit. Second digit can be taken from any 7 digits except the first digit and one even digit. The third digit can be taken from any 6 digits except first, second digit and one even digit. The fourth digit can be taken from any 5 digits except first digit, second digit, third digit and one even digit. The last digit can be taken any digit from even digits. So we have only 4 even digits. Therefore, the total numbers will be 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4. The required probability will be calculated by dividing the total even numbers with total numbers. Therefore, the result will be 4 by 9. Best of luck. I will see you at the next question. The last question in probability is: a card is drawn randomly from a deck of ordinary playing cards. What is the probability that this card is a spade or an ace? Let's have a look at the answer. Consider that S represents the event that the card is a spade and A represents the event that the card is an ace. We know that there are 52 cards in the deck, which has 13 spades and 4 aces, and one ace is also a spade. Therefore, the probability of S is 13 by 52, the probability of A is 4 by 52, and the probability that spade is an ace is 1 by 52. The probability that the drawn card is a spade or an ace will be calculated by using addition rule, which is equal to probability of S union A equals to the probability of S plus probability of A minus probability of S and A. The answer will be equal to 4 by 13. Best of luck. I will see you at the next section.